We're at a point now where business leaders, both large and small businesses, are warning us that Donald Trump's economic plans are going to destroy their businesses. Economists are warning that Republicans are going to destroy the economy. Voters, according to the latest polling data, have woken up to the fact that their lives are about to actually be economically, financially worse under Trump's policies, because that's what we get every time a Republican comes into office. Every Republican president in my lifetime has overseen the economy going into a recession. And as I've pointed out many times, every time that happens, the voters come running back to the Democrats. Please help us, save us. And they do. That has been the endless cycle throughout my lifetime. And that, of course, brings me to another question from one of our viewers. This from very loyal viewer, and very loyal question asker, Donovan Finley 8131, who asks, as you've mentioned before, the country's been stuck in this cycle of Republicans getting elected, messing stuff up, and then a Democrat comes in to fix it. Do you see any way for the rest of the country to realize that Republican rule does nothing for them and hopefully end this back and forth between parties? If I really had a clear answer for that, I would be the most brilliant political strategist in the country, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know how we break the cycle. Do we do it through better messaging within the Democratic Party? That would certainly help. Do we do it with more voter engagement and outreach? I think definitely yes. There's lots of different solutions as to what we can do, but I do think the most important one is that the Democrats need to go out there. Like, if there's one lesson we can take away from the way that Donald Trump campaigns, it's that he goes and he literally talks to people. Now, he's doing it from an elevated podium where he doesn't have to, be within arm's length of these people, but he's talking to them. He's talking at them, I guess. But the Democrats do that. Don't get me wrong. They've done it. They don't do it in the numbers that he does it. They don't do it as frequently. They don't do it, in the way that he did. And other Republicans do it too. And here's the other part of it. The Republican machine itself, the Republican media machine, what do? They got CPAC conferences multiple times a year. Turning Point conferences multiple times a year. Okay, they're bringing people in and they're sitting there and they're talking to them or at them, however you want to say it, for days on end during these conferences. And they're bringing in the politicians that are talking to these people. The Democrats literally have nothing like that at all. What do we have? Is Netroots still a thing? Like, I'm not trying to crap on Netroots at all, but I don't even know if it still exists. I don't even know if they're still doing it. And if they are, it's certainly not to the degree that the conservatives are doing it, but Netroots is like the only thing. We're not doing enough. And part of that is because obviously we don't have the financial resources that these conservatives have to put on these conferences. But if you want to reach people and you want to educate them, you have to talk to them. You have to go to where they are. Because as I've mentioned before, most people do not consume news like this. They do not consume cable news. So if you want to reach them, you have to go to their neighborhoods. You have to put on a show in their area and say, guys, come listen. Come here. Let me talk to you. And let me not talk down to you is also a big part of it. So again, if I got to pinpoint like one thing the Democrats could do, copy the conservative apparatus because it works for them and it could work for the Democrats if they replicated it on the left. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of